Okay, let's go over Shomen Suguri again. So you do not, it is not a quadricep exercise. So it's not about how low you go. And it's not a sword cutting exercise, although it can concentrically be such. And it's definitely not a forearm or a grip strengthening or a shoulder strengthening, any kind of arm strengthening, okay? So we have to learn how to do it internally. So it's an internal aspect drill, okay? And the first part is really just a solo, it's in essence a solo drill in the sense that I'm gonna take the energy of my own matter in conjunction with gravity. It generates an energy, and that energy I ground vector down to my midfoot, okay? It's the same exact thing where here he's pushing on me, push, and that energy is on the back foot. That's on the back foot, okay? I make that energy come down, okay? When I do that, my energy and your energy go to the ground vector, okay? Well, here I don't have his energy. I still have my energy, okay? So I'm just working on my energy, got it? And I'm going to have 2 Kokyu projection points once I bring the sword into it. And then in the interim, I have 2 Aiki adhesion points on my grip into the sword, okay? So the first Kokyu projection point is when the sword comes down, boom, and it's gonna hit the left hand on down. Boom, I'm gonna bounce the bokken off of that boom Kokyu projection, and that's gonna send the tip up. Then I'm gonna adhere to the grip. So I'm not bringing the sword up. The sword, boom, got bounced up, and I'm going to adhere to the grip. And at the top, you're going to have the other projection point, this time in the right hand. Boom, pop, it'll go up, boom, it's going to hit the right hand, and then it's going to come down, and I have another Aiki adhesion in my grip. I am not pulling it down. I'm following the sword down, and boom, left hand, back up, boom, right hand, back down, boom, left hand, okay? But your mass has to be in that ground vector. So that my energy of my materiality is going down through me onto the ground vector. And just like if he has his hands, his energy now, I go ahead and I take that down. So he's pushing, you're pushing back to knock me over, knock me over, knock me over. So my energy and his energy. He's pushing, push, 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 push. All that energy is going down. I don't need a base. Energy, just like I can do it on one leg, well, of course I can do it on 2 without a base. Okay? Push, 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 push. Grounding down. I'm not leaning. Okay? If you're not grounded, when he pushes you, you will of course get pushed back because you need a bracing angle. Because you're not ground vectoring, the energy is not passing through you, you're stopping it here at the hand, so you need that foot. Okay? When the energy passes through you, you don't need that foot, even to project him off. If I need that foot, when I go to push him, I'll push me off because he has the bracing angle and I don't. Okay? So our drill is first get your weight on that midfoot vector, then you do your palms, and they're trying to push you back. And you take his energy and you bring it onto that midfoot vector. Let's be more straight. Okay? This way. Again, if he lets go, I should not go flying forward because my energy is just going down. He lets go, and I don't fly forward. Okay? So we'll do that. If they're holding it, and you're giving good ample energy, then let go and see. Okay, here we go. Do not confuse stability with you being lower. So I can have my legs locked, you see, and he's pushing, and the same thing, I'm not going anywhere. I keep pushing as I move. I can move, you see. Push more straight, because dummy's watching it. We'll go, oh, he's pushing you down. Okay. You want to push against you. You understand? Okay, so I could go down. You might have to lower yourself to keep the downward angle. I could go down, you see, and it's still going. It's going into that same spot. I could go up. I could go on one leg. I can move. I could dance. Okay, and he's not going to push you over. You got it? So don't go, oh, he's pushing me over, let me lower my center. It's not about your external geometry. Okay? It's about your internalness. Now, there's a psychological component. As you try to not be knocked over, that is when your body will start to tense. So you're like, don't let him knock me over, don't let me knock, and then when I'm tense now and he releases, that's when you go forward. So as you're getting it, not only release your body, but release the mind, and that includes all the desires. So he can let go anytime, and I don't go flying forward. Got it? You have to watch when you start going, eureka, eureka, he didn't get me, because you're probably tensing and you can't feel it, okay? Let me try it again. So usually when you start out, your anxiety, your fear, your dichotomous mind, your will to power, you're going to feel, not at first, because when you first start, you're living like that, but after a while, the first place you feel you can recognize your tension is in your shoulders, okay? But after you can learn to reconcile that, release that, you're going to find that the fear is actually in my legs and in my lower legs, okay? And that is really what has to relax. You're going to feel, ooh, oh yeah, they're flexing, and then you have to release that so that the energy goes all the way through you to the mat, okay? So we'll up the energy, right? And so as you up the energy, the more grounding, the more I have to ground, because there's more energy to ground, okay? So here it was him trying to push me, but once I go to displace him, you're going to increase the energy. And that is when as the energy increases, that's when you are going to feel whether you, oh yeah, I did feel for the flexion in my legs, okay? So he's doing the first drill, but at some point, I'm going to project him off. And you're going to see whether you're tense or not. Because if you're tense, you'll bounce off to him. He has the supposed biomechanical advantage. Okay, but I don't go flying off. Okay? So I have to release the lower legs as much as possible. That means you're going to feel them tense in all likelihood, and then you have to release, you have to consciously relax them like corpse pose, okay? But you only have a speed of life fraction of a second to do it, okay? But it will let you feel the tension at least. All right, let's try that. All right, as I'm watching you, you are not yet understanding midfoot vectoring, okay? It's midfoot vectoring. That's the beginner gateway. As you get going, you could vector off anything. You could vector off of an inanimate object like the chair that I demonstrated before, right? But the beginner gateway is the midfoot, okay? And you have to watch your understanding of good posture, okay? Good posture is midfoot vectoring. Why is it good? Because it midfoot vectors, okay? There's no good posture if it's not midfoot vectoring. So you don't want to go, good posture is straight posture. No, straightness has nothing to do with anything. Do you understand that? Okay, so some of you are too upright. And if you pay attention, your weight is on your heels. And in order to keep yourself erect, you have to do little minute flexion, little fluttering flexion to keep yourself in balance. So here I have my shoulders back, hips tucked under, okay? And the head is flat, and I am on the heels. If I release all tension in my lower legs and the glutes, you'll see that I fall backwards, okay? So as you're trying for this good posture that just arbitrarily decided upon is good, you're flexing a lot of stuff, and that's why the energy can't go through you, okay? So stick to the reference point, which is midfoot vectoring, okay? And in order to get midfoot vectoring, all things being equal in a horse stance, you can't have your chin up. Your chin's going to be slightly tucked because as soon as you bring your chin up, that takes a lot of weight behind the spine, behind the midfoot. It's on my heels, okay? And then I have to flex to keep myself upright. So I'm going to have my chin slightly tucked. My pelvis is not going to be with this Western understanding of samurai posture because now I'm falling forward. And I'm using flexion to hold myself in place, okay? As I relax my back and I relax my glutes and legs, and you'll see you start to fall forward. So my back is not concave, it's going to be flat, which is going to require the pelvis to slightly tilt under. Not a lot, because now weight's on my heels, and I can only stay upright with this little minute fluttering flexion. So, flat back, slight pelvic tilt, very much like Zazen. Then my body, same thing. If I throw my shoulders back because I want to be Western military dressage, guess what? I have to flex my lower legs to stay upright because once I release them in the glutes, weight was actually to the back and I'm shifting backwards. Okay? So, there's more of a kind of, without collapsing the chest, there's just a kind of where do your shoulders want to be normally? Well, that's where my shoulders go. And you're going to see there's a kind of more of a roundness to my back as opposed to this shape to my chest. Okay? Chin tucked, pelvis under, and lastly, if you pay attention, the entire torso from the head to the waist is got a tiny cant forward. So I'm going to keep the pelvic tuck, I'm going to keep the rounded back, I'm going to keep the chin tucked, but I'm going to take my torso head area and move it straight back. And you'll see I'm on my heels again, and it requires flexion in order to stay in place. You got that? So you have to have an ever so slight, in the horse stance, an ever so slight cant with your torso, keeping the head, the chest and back position, the flat back, and the tucked pelvis. And now I can release the lower legs. And in releasing the lower legs, my own energy goes straight down into the mat. Okay? So let's go back to solo and try that again.